Right, we're live now.
Oh, we're live!
There you go. It's all right, you missed the chit-chat with Mary doing Maryisms. It was probably a good thing, actually. But anyway.
Imperial leather.
Real leather?
No, imperial leather.
Oh, yeah, we had just had a very interesting conversation about soap.
Yeah.
Soaps that we remembered.
Yeah, exactly.
And I had completely forgotten about Cameo soap. Can you remember Cameo
There is
soap?
a reason. I know we're going to introduce Jo in a minute.
Yes, we are.
But Joe's got this lovely little... Joe's got this lovely little pendant from Italy.
I tell you what, that's a fantastic intro. I defy the BBC to do a better intro.
I thought I had nothing to do. I did. Okay, yeah. I did.
Yeah, so Jo's wearing... This is Jo Chastney, so we introduce them properly.
Yeah.
Thanks, Adam.
And actually, we can say that now if you want, because now I nearly said.
So, Jo, tell us all about yourself.
Okay.
Yes. There you go.
Thank you. My name is Jo Chastney, and I am a non-binary tattoo artist and activist, and I live here in Bournemouth. I don't know if you want to say my age or anything like that.
We don't
talk about age. Look at us two here, do you know what I mean?
Age
Yeah, I
20.
Is it?
20.
Yeah.
Plus 20.
Anyway, so you're a tattoo artist. How long have you been tattooing for?
Yes.
Since 2013. Good number. I don't remember anything, but 13 with tattooing is a lucky number. So I remember it. That's the only way I remember it. Apparently, it's the only way. Like everywhere else is seen as an unlucky number.
Yeah.
But with tattooing, it's seen as a lucky number.
I didn't know that.
There you go.
Well, actually, I don't see 13 as a bad number.
No.
You know, Friday the 13th, all
Yes.
tattooists are like, whoa.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's... I get it now. So people have advertised to do tattoos for Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
Really?
Big day.
Oh, I see.
Big day.
And how did you decide? So tell us a bit about your background.
How did you
Jo.
get into tattooing?
Come on then, Jo.
Well, so I've always loved drawing. I loved art. I like expressing myself through art. Through struggling with words and not being able to get emotions across in that way. So I've always liked art. I used to actually be a snowboarder, and that was another way of expressing myself, and I really enjoyed that. After my body kind of gave up on me a little bit. Right, what am I
got
going
a
to do
dodgy
now? Yeah, oh yeah, no,
Have you got
this
dodgy
is not
it?
the chair creaking at my legs, my body.
That's how I snorted. I did actually snort that. Sorry about that.
I thought, what am I going to do now? Because snowboarding was a pretty cool job. It was really fun. I could express myself.
You did it as a job?
Yeah.
Professional.
Oh wow! I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't think I read that in your bio.
I don't think it's there. It was a while ago.
So you competed in snowboard?
Yes, yeah.
Oh.
Competed. Did photo shoots and travelled a bit. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really good.
Fantastic.
Then I thought, I'm not going to go and do a 9 to 5 now because
No.
That's not what you're about.
yeah, not really my style. Nothing wrong with that, but I wanted to carry on with my drawing passion, and I started getting tattooed, and I thought, this is pretty cool. It's more of a lifestyle job, the same as snowboarding, so it kind of links in.
Yeah.
And luckily, I got into a tattoo studio as an apprentice in front of house, started drawing more. My drawing developed because it's a bit questionable at the start, but luckily I got better.
I know nothing about tattoos.
Okay.
I haven't got any tattoos. I've never been in a tattoo parlour. I know nothing about the process. So, and I'm sure there might be some people here that are tattoo virgins like me too. So,
Like a virgin.
yeah, right. Can you explain? I mean, how does it feel? Because I understand the process of tattooing is it's like a fine needle. And
You have different types of needle for different types of tattoo.
right.
So you can have a really fine needle. The smallest I use is a 3 needle. They're really close together. I've tried using a single needle, but I don't rate those. That's the smallest for the finest detail, which is kind of what I specialise in, the really fine detailed, fine lines, dot work style. And you can go up to, they're like shovels.
They're like shovels?
Yeah, they're like 2 layers of needle like that, and then that's for the shading stuff.
Okay.
Or the solid filling in.
Right,
So
okay.
people with big black sleeves.
Yeah.
That's like a massive needle that can have 50 needles in it.
That's mad.
So it's like a needle, so it actually punctures the skin.
Yeah.
So blood comes out, I'm assuming.
Yes.
And then the ink goes in?
Yes. So it goes into like 2 layers of skin basically. You don't want to go too deep because then the ink kind of gets dispersed, and that's where you see some tattoos that they just kind of look a bit blotchy.
Yeah.
I did wonder sometimes when I see tattoos.
Yeah.
Is that
That's
because
it's gone too deep? Yeah. And if it doesn't go in enough, then it comes out. So you've got that really fine line, and I always prefer to go not many, really scratch the surface. Obviously I want to go deep enough, but I'd rather go too shallow and have to do a touch up rather than too deep, because you really can't do a lot with that.
So how did that feel? So you started thinking you'd want to be a tattoo artist. You said you did an apprenticeship. I mean, how do they train you to be a tattoo artist? Because you're drawing somebody's skin and it's permanent. So how do you train for this?
I don't think they get a tattoo gun and just do it.
Exactly. This is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you train to it? Because I don't think people want you just to doodle on their arm, do they?
Yeah. So there's different ways of doing it. It depends on what studio you go to as to how they do it. You can buy tattoo machines off eBay and do it at home. It is absolutely not safe to do that, but there's no it's really hard to regulate. But you can do that. Most tattoo studios, you become an apprentice. You have to draw and watch and draw and watch and draw and watch and make tea. And draw and watch and make tea and draw and watch.
Cup of tea.
Yeah. Usually for about a year before you're allowed to actually pick up a tattoo machine.
Right.
That makes sense. So.
Yeah.
But then when you practice, you're practicing straight away on somebody? On yourself?
Usually on yourself.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. So if you look at tattoo artists, their thighs,
there's
like, oh, interesting things going on.
You don't want to know what goes down below the thigh.
Yeah. Oh, I got some. Yeah.
But that's part of it, isn't
part
it?
of it.
But you wouldn't change them, would you? 'Cause
No.
it's your life,
Yeah,
isn't it?
exactly. I've got my first ever tattoo I've ever done.
Yeah.
And then I've evolved it as well. After getting
that's
better, and if I
interesting.
get a new machine, I want to try it out. I try it out on myself first.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so weird.
And yeah.
I'm sorry for asking these questions, but
No,
I
it's
literally
fine.
know nothing about tattoos.
Yeah.
Apologies to you as well. You probably know more than I do about tattoos. Many of us.
And just started, I just want to say that, because I was always used to drawing with pens, pencils. When I first picked up the tattoo machine, it's so heavy and the grip's so big, because otherwise your hands cramp and it's just holding it. I was like, oh, this is
Just felt
really
weird.
How you're supposed
It's
to do
not just
something
a
that's really
transition,
fun.
yeah.
So it's not
to-
like a pencil.
from drawing. So
Okay.
I kind of set up a contraption when I first learned, and I made it so my pencil went in the tattoo machine, so I could practice drawing with
that's a
the
good
weight
idea.
and everything.
Yeah, because you get used
Really
to
helps.
holding it. 'Cause I mean, it's like any new
Yeah.
medium, isn't it? If a pen, pencil, whatever, it is. You
It
have
feels a bit alien.
yeah, it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
But
so
yeah,
that was a
I can
little
imagine.
trick that
Yeah.
I did.
That's a really good
So,
idea.
yeah.
That's a really good idea.
I hadn't thought of that actually. Yeah, it must be really difficult to try to get the, because I've seen some tattoos that are so fine, and you think, you don't think about the mechanism of how that's being produced, you know. But yeah, it's not just like drawing with a pencil, is it?
No, totally different.
Yeah.
And where are you working now, Joe?
I work in the Bad Hand Roastery in Bournemouth.
I was in there the other
So,
day.
how do I?
Yeah, bought some coffee.
Is that the one? Is that behind?
It's in the triangle behind.
Yeah.
You can always smell the coffee.
Describe it, yeah. It's like
So
you
you
go
got
up
the drive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
up
Oh, there's
Norwich
a
Road.
Is it your own studio? Then?
Yeah, so I have a little room in the loft.
Oh, how
And
good
it
is that?
looks out over Bournemouth.
That must
So-
be really peaceful then.
It's so nice.
Yeah.
It's such a nice space.
Yeah.
It's exactly what I wanted. It's like a tattoo lounge. It's all private. We've got a beautiful view. It's just,
Work for yourself.
yeah.
And that's the
I can
beauty, I
look
suppose, with tattooing. Have you?
Yeah.
I mean, how did you find tattooing? Obviously, COVID took quite a stint on you, did it?
Yeah. I retired for 2 years. It was hard to start with, but I got used to it. I was quite, oh, okay, fine. What are
Did
we
you
going to do
enjoy
today?
it? No.
No. It was a challenge.
Yeah.
It was a challenge. And I did loads of drawing actually. I drew about 40 dogs and horses and kids, and which that was fun, getting back to drawing again.
Yeah.
So do you have, as a tattoo artist, sorry, Do you have a style or a type of thing that you like to suggest to people or do they come to you for a certain type of tattoo, do you find, or do they just come to you and say, I want my dog drawn on me or whatever? So
I hope they ask to get their dog drawn on them because I love tattooing dogs.
no, I'm not being funny about dogs, but I'm saying, do they actually come to you because you have a style? Because, as I said, know nothing about tattoo artists, but I do appreciate there are different types of tattoo artists, and they have very different ways of drawing. And
absolutely, yeah. I like to think that people now come to me for my style,
and
fine lines,
how would you define your style in tattoo?
So detailed, very fine, either dot work, fine line work, kind of realism,
right?
But also like a sketchy sort of style as well.
You've got a website which is Chastney, .com.
Yeah.
So if anyone wants to go and have a look at your work,
I did
lovely
put a
work.
couple of your illustrations up, but I couldn't put the ones with the tattoos. It wouldn't let me download any of the pictures, but I did actually put up a couple of your illustrations on our website, so people could
I think the Frida one I've actually tattooed on my wife.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
it's a very good illustration.
Yeah,
I mean, Frida Kahlo, isn't it?
Frida.
Love a bit of Frida.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, how long have you been married now then?
A year in August.
Wow.
Yeah.
Going well?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
No different.
No different, yeah, exactly. Everyone says, oh, how's married life? I'm like, no, it's exactly the same. Because
your wife is a dancer, isn't she?
Yes. Yes.
Like contemporary dancer.
Oh, right. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. And she's from Italy.
Yes,
right?
she is.
No, I expect, don't you, romantic Italians.
Oh, yeah. I'm more romantic than she is.
I bet you are. I can so see it as well.
I'm totally intrigued by tattoos. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
How long do you spend on a typical tattoo? I mean, is it like people come in and you can do one incomplete, or do they have to come back? Or does it depend on the size?
Yeah, it depends on the size. It depends on the size. Depends where it is as well. Some places are more painful than others. But generally, and it depends on the person. It depends on that day. Right. I've got tattoos sometimes I just couldn't take it. Whether it was because of lack of sleep or didn't eat properly or tired, you know.
Just make that difference, doesn't it?
There's some days it's just off.
Right.
Time of the month, that sort of thing affects skin sensitivity.
So how long can most people stand to be tattooed for in a session?
I'd say like a max good time is probably about 3 hours.
3 hours.
But it's surprising what your body can do.
I thought you were going to say 30 minutes.
People didn't get a line straight then.
Yeah, it's really surprising. I think the first 5 minutes, most people say the first 5 minutes you're a bit,
it's adjusting.
You've got to kind of, your adrenaline and everything's got to kind of kick in a little bit. Then you kind of get into it, and then you kind of go into a little zone, and then it depends what it is. You know, some places you just think, I just want this to be over with, and sometimes you get settled into it, and then you might get to a point
under
where
there was really bad.
Yeah.
Really?
I was singing.
Yeah.
I was in Brighton.
You got to do what you got to do to get
I
through
started
it.
singing. And I was looking over, and the guy, he was having his back tattooed. And I was going, my goodness, I'm complaining. I'm not moaning, but I started singing Paul Nutini. I was going, really badly. But it was quite painful, that end of that.
Yeah.
What's the biggest tattoo you've been asked to do?
Oh, I've done back pieces, leg pieces. Legs and backs are probably the biggest areas. Surprising how much space is on a leg.
Yeah.
It's a bit weird, but there's quite a lot of space.
And do some people come to you and ask they want a tattoo but they're not quite sure, so they discuss a design with you and you create a design for them?
Yes, although I do prefer it if they've got some sort of idea.
Yeah.
When people come up to me and go, I like your style, but I have no idea what I want. I'm like, I don't know what you want.
You can't read your
I like dogs and I love my dogs, so I can tattoo my dog on you if you want.
Yeah, you can put anything on it. I won't say what you can put on it.
Yeah, well, no. But yeah, so I do. Yeah, I'm very literal. So if people come, I need some sort of specific idea, preferably with images, and then I can kind of create something. But if someone's very loose with their idea, I struggle with that a little bit.
Yeah, I can imagine. And do you work by hand mostly when you're doing your designs, or do you work? I mean, everyone uses the iPad now, don't they? The iPad Pro, but it's so easy to like draw and do things on that.
I do everything on that now.
Do you?
Yeah. It took me a long time to get over to it.
It's another thing you have to get used to.
Oh god, yeah, it's like no. Yeah, I had it for probably about 6 months just for Spotify and Netflix. And everyone was like, are you going to get on that or what? I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, one night, I thought, right, I'm going to get it. And I started drawing, I don't know what I was drawing, I think it was a pineapple or something.
Yeah.
Why not? And I spent hours on it. I was like, drew it on the wrong layer.
Because I can't get used to it, because I've got a little iPad. Not a split, but I can draw on it, and I have tried drawing on it, and it sometimes when you're drawing and it kind of then that goes off over there. I don't know. I don't understand why it does that.
There's some things that it just does something, you're like, that's fine, but the double tap, go back, and just these little things, making a circle, boom.
Yeah.
Just those things. I'm like, yes. But now when I draw with paper, I like double tap it. I'm like, oh no, that's there.
That's the pencil.
That's cool.
Where's the pen?
Yeah,
but they are really useful, especially I think for tattooists and stuff, because you can get really crisp lines and you can get it just how you want it and adjust it to the arm or wherever you want to put it.
Or flip it, or I just want that bit changed. Instead of redrawing the whole thing, you can just tweak it.
So again, forgive my ignorance, but so you create a design and then you put it. How do you get it on the arm? You put it onto
stencil paper. So we've got a carbon machine. So you print off there's a couple of ways of doing it, but generally print off the design, just with black ink, just the line work. Then it goes through a machine. It's like a heat censored.
Right.
You know, where you do receipts on and stuff So it layers on with purple or green or whatever you want, and then you have to put a little layer of something, stencil stuff. It's actually called stencil stuff, and then you stick it on the skin, and then it's like tracing, easy.
That's how you do it.
That's how you do it.
So I don't know. I've never
It's
been in a
easy.
tattoo parlour.
Yeah.
It's educating Tracy today. I
You
think
are.
it's really good.
Yeah.
Next you'll be getting a tattoo.
Yeah.
Go to Joe.
I'm sorry, guys. It's just not for me. But I do like looking at the designs. But I tell you what, I had when I was on a holiday somewhere abroad, and you know these guys that come around and do the henna things on your back and everything?
Yeah.
She put a henna of a butterfly thing on my back, and it drove me berserk. I wanted to get it off within about 30 seconds. She finished doing it.
Oh dear.
I couldn't stand it. It's like,
Itchy, or you feel it like
no, it's just the idea
The thought of having something on your back.
on me that I can't remove, and it just drove me insane. So
tattoo is not for you.
no, no, it just wouldn't work for me. I know this. So I'm sorry.
So I noticed you've got a YouTube channel.
Yes.
How's that going, and what is it about? Tell us.
Oh, it's quite a lot of work.
Okay.
It's a lot of work, but it's something that happened through when the lockdowns happened, and I kind of had it in my mind for a while. It's something that I wanted to do, mainly to raise awareness of being non-binary and that sort of side of things. But I also wanted it to incorporate all the things that are important in my life, because I'm not just a non-binary person. I'm a tattoo artist, I'm a surfer, I'm a
non-binary.
So non-binary, for me, it can feel different to different people. It's where I'm a non-gender conforming person, so I don't identify as being male or female.
Right, okay.
And the pronouns that I use are they, them and theirs. Yeah.
And so this channel is raising awareness of this, as well as your tattooing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I wanted to kind of do both, because I wanted to explain a little bit the tattoo side of things, because there's so many questions I get asked over and over again.
Yeah.
But if I've got a video, I can just go and
guidance to the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
You
There's
know.
a few less people that I've got to kind of where's the most painful tattoo, or just the same things I get asked.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, I'm going to do that because that might be quite fun. And then also the LGBTQ activism side of things. There's so much going on that I was a little bit ignorant to.
Yeah.
and I thought, well, I've got a little bit of a following on Instagram. If I can just make a couple of people aware, or other non-binary people feel less alone, and like, oh, that's how I feel, because that's what happened to me. It wasn't until I saw someone that said, oh, I'm non-binary, this is what it is. I thought, oh, that's who I am.
You felt like you fitted in then.
Oh, 100%.
I mean, you know, that sounds mad that you had to fit in, but
it was, I didn't feel alone. I could relate to someone, and all this stuff that it's like, oh, that's not for me, and that's okay.
Because you described yourself at the beginning as an activist.
Yes.
In what respects do you consider yourself an activist?
That I just try and spread awareness, spread good, have conversations with people about it. It's just sometimes very hard. Just kind of explaining it a little bit. And standing up for my community. And I feel like since starting the YouTube channel and being a little bit more vocal on my social media, I've had some really good, interesting conversations that I don't think I would have had with a lot of friends that have got kids and they're questioning their gender or sexuality. They just come to me because they're like, oh, no idea what to do. And I can kind of
you can talk to them about it because you relate to it.
And
especially for the younger community, I think it's really difficult, isn't it? Because when we're young, you know, you think you're one or the other in it. I don't mean that in a bad way, but you know what I mean.
It's so just that and that. That's it. If you don't fit into that,
you don't fit into that. Sort of thing. So so you probably end up maybe helping quite a few younger people, hopefully,
and older people.
Oh yeah, older
because
people,
you know,
I
to talk to a lot of
quite confused, to be honest.
Definitely. It
like
seems so new, but it's not. It's so old. You know, if you look back. I've done a history of non-binary videos.
Alright, so let's I want to know about that.
Oh no, don't. I have my facts written down.
Okay, that's fine.
You can watch the video.
Watch the videos. Oh, actually, what is the video?
Yeah, give us the channel.
I think if you just put Joe Chastney on YouTube.
Joe Chastney on YouTube. It'll have everything on there, like the tattoo, explaining tattooing, talking about non-binary.
Probably not many people need to be explained about tattoos. It's just me being a complete ignoramus.
Do you know what though? I think
there's even people that have tattoos don't necessarily know. So it's
What is the most common question you get as a tattooist? I bet there's a common question.
There's quite a few.
Like, does it rub off?
Does it hurt?
Oh, does it hurt?
Does it hurt? Where's the most painful place? What do you get asked to do the most? I've done it.
Probably where's the most unusual place?
Yeah, what's the most unusual thing that you've been asked to do?
Actually, what is the most unusual thing? Rare.
I've done a couple, all on the same person actually. Shopping trolley.
Right.
Some McDonald's chips. What did I do the other day? They were like, this is going to be on your unusual. Oh, I've done a loaf of bread and a table.
Oh.
Just a chair.
Oh, random
Stuff.
Did they ever give you reasons why they want these strange objects?
I'm sure some of them do, yeah. The shopping trolley, I actually made up a reason because I thought it was true. She's got 4 or 5 kids, and I was like, I think it's because she's got so many kids, she feels like she's in Tesco's all the time. And I told her that, and she's like, no.
Oh, right. So
I just made up this reason.
And she didn't tell you the reason.
And she's like, no, it's just, I can't even remember now, but let's go with that.
That's actually really funny.
Let's go with that. Yeah,
5 kids.
Yeah.
Would you like children?
I do like children.
Would you want any children? You're your wife or you're not?
We talk about it quite a lot. And on one side, we're like, oh, it'd be so fun, it'd be so cute, we'd be such amazing parents. And on the other hand, hell no! We're tired already.
Yeah.
And this world is a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure about bringing it up. And, you know, so
there's always things like that, isn't it, to think about?
Yeah. There's loads of things to think about, especially for us being in a queer relationship. It's not as easy as, shall we have kids?
Oh yeah, that's true.
You said something interesting then. You said in a queer relationship. Do you mind the word queer? because I don't think it's a very good word.
Yeah, that's kind of like a. Back in the day, I think it was seen as queer, as in weird.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Whereas I think we're trying to claim back the word as a positive word.
Okay.
Because me being a non-binary person, I don't identify as being a lesbian or gay because of my gender identity. So queer is kind of my sexuality because there's nothing else to say.
Yeah.
Queer Guide,
You know,
what's it?
well, I don't
Show,
know.
isn't it, on Netflix?
Yeah, I don't know where queer
That's
came
brilliant,
from.
that is.
Yeah.
I mean, I have no
I think
idea
it
how long
kind
it's
of
been
got
used. But
stolen and used badly.
It's amazing how our words change and they become owned again in a good way.
Yeah,
Whereas
taking
we are
back, like,
taking that back.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
There might still be some people that don't like it,
Okay.
but if you speak to a lot of the LGBT community, they wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
And it's also how you say it with a lot of things. If you're like, oh, you're gay, you're queer,
Yeah.
rather than
Exactly. It's the attitude, isn't
oh,
it?
you're in a queer relationship. You know, it's
yeah.
how things are worded.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's really, I think it's really important that we know about this, and it's great that you're on here because obviously I know you're an artist and you do tattooing. I taught her once.
Yeah, you did.
I
graphic
I was
design
having
teacher.
a
few years ago.
A few years ago.
I think what's remarkable is that we are sat here having this conversation and it's also open now. Whereas you could say even just a few years ago, it was not necessarily the case. And now and it is confusing actually. I mean, I get confused. There's so many acronyms. I don't know what half of them stand for, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
But it is really confusing. The more acronyms there are, the worse it gets.
But and I we all live in this. It's great that it is all coming out into the open and being explained about, really.
Well, if you think it's within a lifetime, really, going back 30, 40 years, there was a totally different scenario,
People used
wasn't
to
it?
hide, didn't they? All covered
It was
everything up,
illegal.
didn't they?
Yeah. It's moved so quickly now, the whole scene.
Yeah.
Which is it's great.
Yeah.
No, I think it's great. It's, and I mean, you're definitely much more comfortable, and you look at you now. Look what you're doing.
Blossomed.
She's like a beaming light. They are beaming light.
Thank you.
Sorry.
I want to ask something about tattoos again, because where do you see the future of tattoos going? Is there a progression you can see? I mean,
Robots. I just keep think about if robots take over and.
You think it would just be robotic people doing?
Yeah, possibly.
Oh,
But I have
yeah.
spoken to a few people about it that I tattoo. Like, would you prefer if I was a robot? And I mean, I'm quite similar to a robot in some aspects. I don't like speaking loads when I'm actually tattooing, and I just get on with it.
Yeah.
But I think there's always going to be a thing with tattooing. I'm not sure if robots are actually going to do it. Maybe.
But you never know.
It's the human touch.
Exactly.
Same with all art. It's the human touch.
Exactly.
And having those little quirks that, I mean, I like to be like as strong as.
Are you quite particular?
I'm very
with your stuff?
particular, but I am a human at the end of the day.
Exactly.
And it is art.
Yeah, exactly.
So if it's a robot and it is
not,
absolutely perfect, are you going to have that? I think it's
But
going to be the
I've
same.
noticed.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I agree.
forgive my ignorance again, but I've noticed. I mean, like, I see some tattoos on people, and like you said, this makes a lot of sense now. I've seen tattoos on people that look very blotchy, and I've always put it down to maybe it's age because they're on older people. But then it may be because, like you said, it's they put the needle in too much and ink spread.
Yeah.
But I have noticed that tattoos have got more fine, and there
Yeah.
seems to be different techniques being used, almost like gradation. I've noticed on some tattoos now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
is that definitely being something that's being pushed in tattoos? Where do you see the actual art of tattooing, robotics aside? Can you see a progression? Are there new techniques coming out?
It's quite incredible how far tattooing has come. You can literally pretty much have anything you wanted.
Yeah.
You get some people that come in and take a lovely picture of the sunset, and I think that's not going to work as a tattoo. Sorry. And there might be a realism artist with colour that could do it, but it's a nice picture.
Yeah.
Developing. I don't know how we can progress it much more than some of the top. It's not the colour artists that I just think are incredible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen some of their work. It's
Incredible,
amazing, isn't
yeah. And even the fine line stuff, you can't really get any finer than what's going on now. So otherwise you just won't see it.
Do you use a lot of colour in your work?
Not a lot. No,
What?
very rarely.
Why's that?
I like it neat and crisp.
Well, it's fair enough. I mean, I absolutely love some of the tattoos that are completely. Personally, I wouldn't get a coloured tattoo. I don't think.
Why?
I don't know. I just feel like it's paint. I don't know.
Yeah,
I like the old
painting.
school kind of line work, like you do, the dot work and stuff. I think that. I think everyone has a preference. I mean, it looks amazing when it's done.
Oh yeah.
Is it
I
much
mean,
more
it's
expensive to do
absolutely
the-
amazing.
Is it? I have seen some of them.
Yeah.
Is it really expensive to have the coloured tattoos?
They generally take a little bit longer. But most people charge by the hour, so it
Right.
depends on the artist.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you're looking at those big
Yeah.
colour pieces.
No,
you're
I've
looking at
seen some
massive
pieces
data.
of like on backs and stuff, the whole back or whatever. It's seriously impressive. Like it's been done with a tattoo, as a tattoo. But
Yeah.
Do you have any influences in your work? Who do you look at art-wise, artists?
Artist-wise, there's a few tattoo artists that I like.
Yeah.
Otto Dambra, he does a lot of weird things with animals and mixing it with balloons and nature. I really like nature tattoos. And again, he mainly works with black ink. There's like Mr. K or Dr. Wu. They're based in America and they do the really fine detailed stuff.
Look 'em up,
Yeah, that's really cool. What else?
Oh, you're influenced by people basically that have the similar style to what you're doing, like the fine line and everything.
Yeah, but I love all the styles of tattooing, and I love that people do come to me with a load of different ideas. Although it's kind of all fine line sort of stuff, that it's very rare that someone comes in and asks them exactly the same thing, or or I'll say let's just switch it up a little bit so you're not copying someone else,
Yeah. And I suppose when you do get a design that someone comes in, I expect you get loads of people with a printed copy or something. I expect, I love something like that. And you're like, right, I need to modify that a little bit. I need to have a, let's make it my own a little bit.
Some require more work than others.
I can imagine. It's like, okay. Alright. But that's part of the job, and I mean, it's a lot of customer service as well. You're really hands-on with people all the time. And I mean, I'm sure you get a very mixed variety of people.
I do. Yeah, I do. I think the oldest person I've tattooed, I would say late 70s,
Really?
80, their first tattoo.
Their first tattoo?
Yeah.
That's
first
amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're like,
Why not? Go for it. Go on.
I was going to say something. It's not long, is it? So we might as well go on, might as well just do something. It's true, isn't it?
Maybe,
They're probably just breaking out.
Let's go for it.
Yeah, why
let them
not?
loose, why
I
not?
would. Well, I have. But you know what I mean.
Anyway, a big mixture of ages
exactly.
and personalities and reasons, and it's interesting.
Yeah.
Is there I don't know, is there a legal age limit to how old you have to be before you can get your first tattoo?
18.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say 16.
No, in some other countries it's under 18, well 16 probably with parental consent,
Right.
but it's illegal to tattoo anyone under 18. Yeah, even with parental consent.
God, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause I would have thought the
I thought
same
16.
actually. I thought about 16.
Yeah.
Because you can get your ears pierced at 16, can't you?
Well, I got
That
mine
is just
14
slightly
actually.
Oh, does
Yeah,
it?
but
Well, I was
imagine what
14.
you would have asked for when you were 16.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, no.
That's not
Yeah.
what I did.
Actually, I'm just trying to think. Yeah. It's something like teddy bear or
Well,
something.
I can remember the guys at school
Or a
when I
hut.
was at school tattooing the knuckles, love and hate.
Nice,
It's so typical. They did it themselves,
Oh, wow.
I bet they really regret that now.
Yeah.
God knows how they did it, but
Biro.
squirted a bit of biro in there for the skin probably.
Are you doing any shows this year? Are you doing anything at all, markets like you sometimes used to do?
I don't think so.
No.
I would love to do a convention
Yeah.
overseas.
Yeah.
That's kind of like a dream. But everything's a bit weird now with Brexit and
Yeah.
all the rules still.
Yeah.
So maybe that would be later on in the future, but that'd be really cool,
Yeah.
especially in Italy. Like,
Oh, yeah.
a translator.
Yeah, you could just have a lad, didn't you?
yeah.
That'd be pretty good though, wouldn't it? That'd be great.
Definitely need a translator otherwise.
Have you not
What
tried
did
to
I
learn
do?
the language yet?
Oh, I've tried.
Have you?
It's very hard.
Is it?
Very hard.
Yeah, I'm trying to learn Spanish at the moment.
I'm trying to learn French. It's ridiculous. Duolingo, have you tried it yet?
Yeah, but I've tried everything.
It's retaining it, isn't it? I think when you live there, I think it's a lot different.
That's what I said.
Yeah. Well,
To live there.
where does Marie from in Italy?
Marta.
Marta.
She originally from down south near Napoli, and then her family moved to Verona.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice
Beautiful.
island. I like
Yes.
it.
Very nice.
Sorry, Maria, if we're talking about
Marta.
you.
Marta.
Marta. Marta. What am I saying,
It's just
Maria
Mary,
for?
is it? Because you're Mary, probably.
Oh, that's because I'm, Malta, sorry. Oh my goodness, I always do this. Sorry about that. But anyway.
We're going to have to draw to a close because I know Joe has to go.
Oh, yes. It was lovely chatting to you, Joe, and thanks for explaining everything and talking about...
especially to the Ukrainians like myself.
Eh?
Especially to me, he was like, what's a tattoo? How do you do it?
But also bringing a bit of awareness today in non-binary people.
that's
I think
really
it's really interesting, and I think good for you for doing that.
Thank you.
And you should be proud of yourself as well.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thanks.
Always have a soft spot for Joe.
So
Anyway, thank you
that's
so
us
much.
Finished for this week. We're back next week with more guests.
Yes, we are.
I can't actually remember who we've got next week, but it will be on the website soon.
Something will happen, yeah.
If you'd like to be with us, don't forget, just message us, and we will continue our quest to showcase creatives in the Dorset area, all for free. Don't
Absolutely.
forget. So,
Yeah. So we look forward to seeing you again.
yeah. Have a good rest of the week.
Thank you, guys.
See you soon. Bye.
That was cool.